master took Tom and dressed him well and fed him well and even gave him a little education. Gave him a long coat and a top hat and made all the other slaves look up to him. Then he used Tom to control them. The same strategy that was used in those days is used today by the same white man. He take a Negro, so-called Negro, and make him prominent, build him up, publicize him, make him a celebrity, and then he becomes a spokesman for Negro and a Negro leader.
Snakewood Net Hustling. Big shout out to SPI, Spotter Low. You know I'm in the black box, had to come through, tap in, show love one time. Yeah, y'all make sure y'all subscribe. Stay tuned, all that.
I would have to assume that Aaron Carter is one of them white boys that said Michael Jackson did that shit to him, right? Because the title just said how Aaron Carter was set up to lie on Michael Jackson. And this far after Michael Jackson has been gone, I mean, the only lie I could imagine, More Black Balloon, which is the channel we're reacting to, I hit the wrong thing, could be talking about would be that lie. You dig a lies? So I was curious to see. I know a lot of people thought it was quite she-nitty that while Michael's alive, Oprah seemed to be a friend and a supporter. And then when he passed, I know she gave them boys a platform to smut Mike out. A lot of people didn't appreciate that. I'm assuming that's the subject matter we finna be dealing with. But let's check it out. More Black Balloon is the channel. With no further ado, let's see what he say Aaron Carter and Michael Jackson have been up to.
What's going on, man? We back with another video. Check this out, right? Kind of a random topic, but not really. Y'all already know by the title of this video. We're gonna go a little bit into Michael Jackson and Aaron Carter's relationship, right? So this started just from me seeing this clip. Saw this clip a couple of weeks ago. I think it was from an older episode with Tucker Carlson and Candace Owens, right? And Candace talks about how, you know, she believes Michael Jackson was completely innocent of, you know, the accusations of him messing with.
I don't know how you reach that conclusion when a grown man admits to having little kids sleeping in his bed. I don't know how that you can be totally innocent. Once that fact has been established, how can you be totally innocent? You're delusional to even fix your mouth to say something of that nature. You're guilty just by admitting that fact. Don't know kids that you didn't, that are not your babies, belong in your bed.
The little ones, right? We're going to go into some interviews with Aaron Carter that he did on Vlad TV, which unfortunately I may have to cover up because of copyright, but still. So if y'all remember anything about Aaron Carter and Michael Jackson, Aaron Carter had a very early relationship with Michael, right? Now, his story switched up a few times on how he felt about Michael Jackson. And he explains that he was sometimes pushed to feed the narrative that Michael did mess with the little ones. And that even his mom at one point, you know, was trying to manipulate him to say that. So it's kind of a story where you don't really know, you know, what to believe. You kind of just have to go with your gut, because we know Hollywood will paint a picture and completely ruin, you know, who you are as a person.
Yeah, that may be true, but if you're saying go with your gut and a grown man has babies in his bed, my gut tell me that's no bueno.
I.e. Chris Brown. I know for a fact, we did the video as well. Jay-Z and them, even back when that happened with him and Rihanna, they completely ruined who Chris Brown was. It didn't happen the way that it happened. Y'all remember we had the clip and it was more about Rihanna giving Chris Brown something, you know, STD wise, and then all of that other stuff took place. I believe a lot of that shit was makeup.
Okay, he remembered. Not many people remember that initial story about the herpes. Yeah, and that's what made him fire her up. The herpes. Then they tried to brush that under the rug and come with this old text from the manager. Bush, yeah, he been around. More black balloons. Yep.
It did not happen the way that they said, but you know, that's not what we're here to talk about. So what I'm trying to say is that they control the narrative. They can easily paint you as something that you're not, right? Before I read y'all some of the claims that Aaron Carter said at first, you know, like in the early 2000s, mid 2000s, you got to check out these two clips so you can see where this is coming from. All right. This was real interesting for a Sunday video. Check this out, y'all.
It's possible that Michael Jackson was not a child molester?
I am now convinced after looking at the case that he was not, and that he was at a war with Sony. And I did a whole episode on it. I was shocked because I grew up loving Michael Jackson, and then I was absolutely repulsed by Michael Jackson. Like, he meant so much in my childhood. And then I was repulsed by Michael Jackson. And then I decided to re-examine what happened. And I couldn't believe it. I mean, I literally could not believe.
Like Harvey
he was
Weinstein.
winning. He was going to win the Beatles catalog. It was his. He was fighting Sony and winning.
What does it have to do with the fact that he openly admitted to having minor children spend the night in his bed? How you going to rationalize that in your head?
And then, just like that, scandal, broke, dead. Even the way he died is weird, you know, but like, you know, it was a lot. When you go back and look at that case, you realize the media tells you so much, but they tell you absolutely nothing.
They kind of fit your preconceptions of what a bad guy like that would be.
See, I like the way she worded that. She said the media tells you so much, but at the same time, they tell you absolutely nothing. Now, check out this next clip. I thought
what Mike told us, he welcomed children into his bed.
Was very, very interesting. And this is from Aaron Carter. Check this out, y'all.
Remember that one boy?
Now listen to
him?
this. I have to tell you this.
Okay.
So after I left the party, and the next day I smoked with Michael, and then I get in the limousine and I leave. I get back to the Sheraton Hotel at Universal over here. There's 4 FBI agents waiting for me in the hotel room. And my mom's there, and she's like, tell them what happened. And I'm like, what do you mean, tell them what happened? And I sit down with them, and they all ask these super sexually exploiting, you know, questions, back-sided questions. And I knew that at my age already. And I looked at all 4 of them, and I said, are y'all crazy? I said, what you think I'm gonna do? Tell you that Michael did something bad so that we can sue him for money? That's what I told him. I was like, you're crazy. And I looked over at my mom and I was like, are you serious, Mom? I was like, what is going on here? Why are you letting this happen? And she goes, well, I think something happened, you know, I think something. I'm like, really? That man did nothing but be hospitable, kind, loving, giving, everything you can think of. We rode 4-wheelers for 5 hours, me, him, and Chris Tucker in the mountains at nighttime after his birthday party.
That don't mean nothing. Him saying this, all this could mean that he liked it and didn't want to see Mike to get in trouble. Not saying that this is what that means, but it very well could mean just that. He enjoyed it and he's protecting his predator.
Him and I hung out and talked pretty much all night. Got a couple hours of sleep. I wake up, he's not even in the room. He pulled out a cot for me in his room because I asked him, I was like, I want to hang out with you. You know, I want to be around. You know, it was Michael.
Yeah.
You know, I want to hang out with him. I wanted to hang out with Michael. He pulled out a little cot or something. I laid on the cot. I wake up in the morning. His bed's made. There's a Queenie lady that wakes me up. I keep asking, where's Michael? I go over. He's got this huge statue figurine that Michael Jordan sent him for his birthday because he collected that stuff. Went and smoked some with him, get in the car, and then all this shit happened when I got back to LA, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? I was like, I looked at my mom. I go, "Are you really trying to go at Michael and use me for a money grab?" I was like, "Nothing." And I looked at him right now. I said, "Nothing happened." I said, "Michael was flirting with girls right in front of me."
If he was too young to consent, what did he just say he smoked with Michael? This is crazy. They bleeped it out, but I could have swore he said smoke probably some green. But if he was too young to consent to have relations with Mike, then wouldn't he be too young to be smoking with?
Actually,
Yeah.
and it was hilarious because he was very charming.
I bet. It's Michael Jackson.
He made girls just light up, blush, and and like I saw him looking at girls' booty. I said, I saw you looking at her booty. He was like, I was like, and so
Look what he's trying to say to validate Michael Jackson's sexuality. He's being so protective. It's given to me that he definitely may have had relations with Mike, and he's going to protect him regardless. He's talking too much. None of this shit matters. Okay, he like booties, girls' booties, and baby boys. Like, what? You realize where we at? We in America. There is no boundaries or definitions to what a person enjoys sexually. Every type of thing you can imagine is on the table these days.
I hear these stories of like Wade Robson, and then I'm like thinking to myself, wait, hold up. I know Wade Robson. Wade Robson pretended to be the voice on my album, Aaron's Party, for my brother. Because my brother didn't do it, so Wade Robson did it. It was like a little spoof thing, an interlude in my second album, Aaron's Party. And Wade Robson did the voice of like pretending to be my brother or some shit. And I'm like, wait, hold up. Wade leaving Neverland? What is this? Like, what do you mean leaving Neverland? Like, I left Neverland. Everything was cool, homie. Like, what's your problem? Did you dream this up? Did your parents tell you to do this?
Yeah, I mean, they try to sue for like 100 million, and ultimately it was dropped. They got nothing out of it, as they should.
Nothing.
As they
That
should.
dude didn't do shit like that.
That clip, I never heard that clip. And I did a video about Aaron Carter when he died back in 22, but obviously didn't get into this stuff, right? So Corey Feldman said, however, I do take issue with the fact that this whole thing is one-sided with no chance of defense from a dead man and no evidence other than the word of two men who as adults defended him in court. But as we will never really know, I only have memories, and thank God for me, my memories of MJ were mostly fond.
How can you take issue with that? That's just a matter of fact in this scenario. If you're going to have the conversation from this point moving forward, Michael Jackson is not going to be there to defend himself. So I don't know. So you're having the conversation. So how do you actually take issue with it?
From one and only fight, he incorrectly feared I would turn on him and make up lies. I never did. I never would. I pray. Can't see the rest of that, but basically somebody said Corey Feldman said the same thing. So glad they defended the truth. Are we even sure Aaron Carter died and wasn't killed after doing this interview? Because that's why I said that in the beginning, because Aaron Carter literally just told y'all they even had his mom try to manipulate him into telling, yo, MJ was doing this to me, MJ was doing that to me. Now we can turn around and actually sue him for some money. You know what I'm saying? And they also said they tried to get Macaulay Culkin to do the same thing, and he also wouldn't do
He's skipping over the fact that he said, Mom, are you trying to get me to do this? She said, well, I thought something happened. Are we just erasing that? Just taking this dude, weird looking white boy word.
it. Somebody said, I never believed Michael did anything to those kids.
And don't get me wrong, I don't know one way or the other if Mike did anything, but I believe that where there's smoke, there's usually fire. Facts.
Somebody said, I think Michael was protecting some of those boys. He exposed the truth about the underworld and they wanted him silenced. I mean, we already know. We've talked about a lot with Michael and Sony. We completely know what was going on. I mean, he owned what? he damn near owned Sony, like more than half or something like that. Huge deal. Huge deal. I think recently they just sold like a very big stake. It was close to like $1 billion or something
So
like
when he passes, doesn't his ownership then goes to his descendants, or does that work different and then it goes back to the other owners of the company? I don't know how that works.
that. But we know Michael Jackson pretty much owned Sony in a sense, right? We know why they got him out of here. We know why they tried to, you know, make him look like he was messing with the little ones. What other way, you know, can you ruin a man's reputation who's quite possibly, I can't even say quite possibly, the most famous artist to ever touch this earth?
All right, now I see his perspective where he coming from, and I'm not here to outright disagree with him, but I'm not sold on that theory either. I think it's very well possible Michael Jackson, with all the weird things we've seen him do, especially the way he chopped up his face and presented himself, I think it's very possible he could have been engaging in some of that bush they say he did. And I'm not saying I'm convinced that he has, but I'm definitely not convinced that it wasn't going on either, if that makes sense. I mean, it's really of no consequence to me or you, but I see what they were saying on there. Shout out to More Black Balloon. Oh, my mama.
Google gang, straight legend. Google gang, SBI. Google gang, Google gang ain't here. You better keep that shit a Google when you mention me. First sign of disrespect, I'm turning Hercules. It's gonna be a lot of shirts pressed, rest in peace. Keep it a Google, better keep it a Google. Keep that shit Google when you mention me. First sign of disrespect, I'm turning Hercules. It's gonna be a lot of shirts pressed, rest in peace. Keep it a Google, you better keep it a Google. Keep it a Google. You better keep it a Google. Better keep it a Google. Keep it a Google. Google, baby.
Bottom line, love life, show us a blessing. Pull up politic and blow us a session. Spot a locomost easty, no mistaking the station. They making them statements, we waking and baking. Word of the day, EC on replay. The marijuana-thon with VJ Keyway, BS and BS. Killing on the track in the black box. We never put feelings over facts. Bay Machiavelli, run me the bread. I don't get mad, I get money instead. I be high, you can tell by a nigga eyes. But wise enough to enterprise, you dig a lies. Contemplating with the Google gang, conversating. Counting coins while these cowards in the comments hating. Only thing count, I count getting another comma. I'm a magnet to the money on my mother mama.
Better keep that shit a Google when you mention me. First sign of disrespect, I'm turning Hercules. It's gonna be a lot of shirts pressed, rest in peace. Keep it a Google, better keep it a Google. Keep that shit Google when you mention me. First sign of disrespect, I'm turning Hercules. It's gonna be a lot of shirts pressed, rest in peace. Keep it a Google, you better keep it a Google. Keep it a Google. You better keep it a Google. Better keep it a Google. Keep it a Google. Google, gang.
You can't keep it a Google, then don't mention me. Run a check through the set, I bet them niggas mention me. Red Bull and Hennessy, I keep the same energy. No matter on a solo or a couple homies with me. Tell them come get me if they want confrontation. I keep a couple shooters with me. And we right here waiting on shit to pop off. Take a nigga top off, you tempt me. All that BS, you can miss me. Slide down Century, doing about 60 in the gutter lane. Faded off yak and drop the pistol, hopping out the rain. I won't change, keep it a Google, the only way. Mention me, I come out and play. That's on the gang. We're not the same. I ain't nothing like these rap niggas. Hanging with bangers, no bodyguards, we all strapped, nigga. All truth, no lies, facts over feelings. We ain't gonna start something we can't finish. Google gang.
Better keep that shit a Google when you mention me. First sign of disrespect, I'm turning Hercules. It's gonna be a lot of shirts pressed, rest in peace. Keep it a Google, better keep it a Google. Keep that shit Google when you mention me. First sign of disrespect, I'm turning Hercules. It's gonna be a lot of shirts pressed, rest in peace. Keep it a Google, you better keep it a Google. Keep it a Google. You better keep it a Google. Better keep it a Google, keep it a Google, Google gang.
As to count 2 in that case, felonious assault, a felony of the 2nd degree, it is ordered that the defendant shall serve a term of 2 years in prison on that count. As to count 3 of that case, the robbery, which is also a felony of the 2nd degree, the court orders that the defendant shall serve a term of 2 years on that count as well.
Snake wasn't that personal. Big shout out to SPR, Spotter Loc. You know, I'm in the black box, had to come through, tap in, show love one time. Yeah, y'all make sure y'all subscribe. Stay tuned, all that.